What's up YouTube, BBGamer05 here, and welcome back to another FNAF video. Today I will be going over my favorite animatronic from each FNAF game. This is not including FNAF World, Ultimate Custom Night, or FNAF AR because they all have just the same characters. FNAF World isn't really a horror game either, so I don't really include that in the list of FNAF games typically. But FNAF AR has just your basic FNAF 1 and some other characters that I forgot about. But yeah, I'm just getting right into it, starting off with Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Starting with FNAF 1, we have Foxy the Pirate. He has been my favorite character since I played FNAF 1 for the first time. There's just so much unique about his design. There's the withering, which we hadn't seen any of until we saw more of it in FNAF 2, but he was the only withered animatronic for the time back in FNAF 1. His pirate design, like the whole aesthetic, is just phenomenal. I love like everything about his design here. The eye patch, the hook, the pants even. The pants make his design, I'd say. It's just a perfect character. Christopher McCullough does an amazing voice for him in the later games whenever he appears again. The dude is just awesome, and so is the character. Everything about him is perfect. The way he runs in the hallway too is so cool. I was terrified when I first saw that back in ye olden days, but that's really all I have to say for him. Moving on to FNAF 2. Moving on to FNAF 2, we have Withered Bonnie. By far one of the coolest designs, if not the coolest design to come out of this whole franchise, in my opinion. The lack of a face, revealing those red eyes, those red beady eyes. You can see a little bit of his endoskeleton jaw at the bottom there. The missing arm. I mean, he has everything that you could really want in like a withered animatronic design. And I think they tried to replicate this aesthetic with Roxanne with her shattered form, but I don't think they quite hit the mark. But let me tell you, Withered Bonnie is so cool. He makes FNAF 2. Like, I could just play against him by himself and be happy with it because he is just so cool. His voice actor, I forgot who voiced him, but he has a pretty cool voice. All like props to that guy. I mean, I'm so glad they gave him a voice. He has a lot of face puns, which is really funny in my opinion. Seeing him on the cameras is cool, but when he is just lurking above you in the office, that is when I think it is at his peak. He's just so humongous that it's just quite scary to see. But that's really all I have to say for him. He's amazing. But yeah, moving on to FNAF 3. For FNAF 3, I think we all can agree that Springtrap is the best one in that game. He's the only one that can really kill you, so there's not really any competition. The Phantom designs are great, but they can't beat Springtrap. He's really unique for being a Bonnie design. It doesn't really look like Bonnie except for the ears. I mean, the face is a different build. He has the 5 fingers, which are also kind of more articulated than the FNAF 1 and 2 gang, but overall, like, you can see the guts and stuff inside of him, like the organs and everything. Having William Afton inside there just makes it even cooler, just because you know there's somebody in there. And knowing it's the killer, like the main killer in this whole franchise, makes it even cooler. He has a reason to be dangerous, because he is a psychopath. But, yeah. I don't know what else to say that really hasn't been said yet, because I think everybody in the community is just basically praised Springtrap so much. I don't really know what else I could say that hasn't already been said, but that's pretty much all, I guess. I mean, he's a wonderful character. PJ Haywood, I know he voices Springtrap, and Scraptrap does an amazing job. I love his voice. It's just a shame that we didn't get to hear him in Security Breach as Burntrap, but yeah, it's all good. Moving on to FNAF 4 now. Moving on to Nightmare Fredbear, one of the coolest designs in this whole series. He's so intimidating, he's humongous, and I've seen a couple things online where people took, like scaled him to the same size he would be in the hallway, and then moved him to the bedroom, and he couldn't fit in the bedroom. That's the thing. He is so big. He is so terrifying. FNAF VR especially does him justice, I'd say. Seeing this humongous, just creature with sharp teeth, sharp claws, a stomach mouth for some reason. I'm not gonna question it because it's amazing. His voice too, in Ultimate Custom Night, is flawless. It is so scary, and I love it. Everything about him is amazing. His design, I mean, he's like a chunky Freddy. And I mean, I know that's intentional, but I just love it. Him in the hallway, especially. My gosh, in FNAF 4, it is perfection. I could go on and on for days about Nightmare Fredbear specifically, but I'm not going to because, yeah, let's just move on to Sister Location before I continue to ramble. Moving on to Sister Location, we have Funtime Freddy. He is one of the coolest animatronics in my opinion just because of his voice alone. I'd say Kellen Goff is one of, if not my favorite voice actors in this entire series. I'd say he's probably my favorite voice actor, with a close second, if not tied, being Christopher McCullough. But Kellen Goff did a fantastic job. Funtime Freddy as just a character is he's very scary. His gameplay mechanics are awesome. The blend, you have to kind of balance between playing the voice lines to keep them calm, as well as restarting power to the building. It's really hard to do. When he moves around, you have this danger meter in the bottom corner, and it gets so intense once he gets any closer to you than he starts off at. Like you can see here, he's in the distance, but once he gets any closer, it is just intense. He's fantastic. His design is amazing. Bon being attached to him is a really cool idea, and we hadn't really seen anything like that before FNAF Sister Location, but I'm so glad we got him in the game. Fantastic. Kellen Goff did an amazing job. And that would be all for Sister Location, I guess. Let's just hop on over to FNAF 6, and yep, let's go. Moving on to FNAF 6, we have Lefty, otherwise known as the Puppet, because if you didn't know already, the Puppet is in fact inside Lefty. If you look at the death screen for Lefty in the back alley, the Puppet's arm is visible within the suit, so that's pretty cool. Lefty was built to lure the Puppet into it and kind of keep it contained within the suit and bring it to the FNAF 6 location so they could all burn down. But yeah, it was also confirmed with the Henry's speech at the end of the game, which is phenomenal, by the way. But Lefty is just a great character, very mysterious for a good portion of the game, because I mean there's just this black bear, and in the shop you can get Lefty for $5 with a liability risk of 9, I think. So it was just really intriguing to see who this. I was really intrigued when I first saw Lefty, but yeah, major character too with her being the Puppet. So just all around great design, great character, amazing storyline. But yeah, that'll do it for FNAF 6. Moving on to Ultimate Custom Night, we have Fredbear. I figured everybody knew this was going to be the one because, I mean, he's really the only new one we've had in Ultimate Custom Night, to be honest. He's the only new one, and I didn't want to, do some old characters just because I feel like that's kind of cheating if I choose the old characters in a new game. But Fredbear, though, he is only really seen in his jump scare and in the teaser that was on scottgames.com for a bit. He's very mysterious. We still don't even know what he really sounds like. We have some voice lines, but they're all garbled and low pitched and stuff, so we don't really know what he sounds like. I mean, I think Kellen Goff did do the voice lines for him, although they've been so distorted and garbled that you can't really tell at this point. But very mysterious character. I love Fredbear, and I was so happy to see him in the game. I was like freaking out for the whole night whenever I saw him on ScottGames.com because it was just so huge. We'd never actually seen Fredbear, like without any, like, no variant of Fredbear. We've only seen Nightmare Fredbear beforehand, or Golden Freddy too. But it was nice to see the official Fredbear. He looks really cool, even though he is an edited version of the Freddy model from FNAF 1. He is still really cool to have, and I hope we get a full game with him one day. I know Daco has suggested a lot of times for a Fredbear game, which I totally agree though. It would be so cool to have, and yeah, that's about all I can really say though. Moving on to FNAF VR, we have the Plush Babies. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with these things because they were just so hard to beat for me. I don't know, you have to go around, you have to look in the room that they're in, try and find them, but like in the mix of all the regular plushies. It was just so hard, but it was so fun to do. If you want to go back and rewatch my, or I should say just watch my old FNAF streams, I did a lot of Help Wanted streams before Security Breach came out, and a lot of that time was spent going against these things specifically, but it was a lot of fun. All of them. There's just so many of them. I think there's like 3 in any given mode. So, yep, that is about all I have to say for these guys. They're pain, but I love them. It's just, it was a very interesting thing. It was like take fun with Plush Trap and then ×3 in a giant room. It was so interesting yet so hard. I just can't say anything else really about them besides they're evil creatures that must burn. But yeah, moving on now, finally, last but not least, to Security Breach. Last but not least, we have Moondrop, or Moon, or Daycare Attendant from Security Breach. I don't really care what you call him. All of those names fit pretty well, I'd say. Moondrop is by far my favorite character in that whole game. He's so interesting, yet we don't get to see him hardly ever unless it's the end of the hour or the first boss fight of the game, which is so quick, and it feels like it goes by so fast. We barely get to see Moondrop at all, and I'm so sad. I hope we get to see him more in the DLC. I think we will. I really hope. But yeah, Moondrop, fantastic. The voice actor, Kellen Goff, yet again, does an amazing job with him. Fantastic. The raspy voice, it's so creepy. Genuinely creeps me out. His long, linky body, he's kind of, at least Moondrop is in his like little night outfit, and it's so funny, yet it's so scary at the same time. He just lurks in the darkness. He even flies in several parts, which is terrifying. The thought of him flying is just unpleasant in every way, but I love it. It's a great character. I'm so glad he is a character, because without him, I don't think Security Breach would be nearly as fun. Like, I have gone back to play his part of the game so many times now. When I first played it, I couldn't beat it, but now I can't stop playing it. It's just that good. I love the daycare part. But yeah, that's pretty much all. Feel free to leave your favorites in the comments below. I'd love to hear them, hear about them all and stuff. And if you want to see more FNAF content, make sure you like and subscribe. That would mean the most to me, and I would love you for it forever. But even if you don't, I hope you have a fantastic day, and thank you for watching.